How's it going, everyone? This is Elevators with Anthony here, and it is now time to do a different kind of video. In this video, I am going to show you guys my Rush collection. Now, Rush is a Canadian three-piece progressive rock band from Canada, and they're one of my favorite trios of all time. I've got DVDs, Blu-rays, CDs, couple of shirts over here. And I have a poster behind me that I'm going to show at the end of the video of what I have for this three-piece progressive rock band. And I've been a fan of Rush since 2016. I started listening to their big hits like Subdivisions, Tom Sawyer, YYZ, other Rush tunes like that. And another reason why I'm doing this collection is because they have a new drummer, and her name is Anika Nilles. Anika Nilles is her name, and she is the new drummer for Rush. And they'll be on tour next year, and I'm looking forward to seeing them. So, that's why. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and show the media first, the shirts, and then I'll show the poster at the end. So, let's go ahead and I'll show you what I have here. And I have the media in order of release here for the DVDs, the Blu-rays, and the CDs. I have them all in release here. So let's go ahead and get showing. Here's Exit Stage Left. This is the first ever Rush concert I've ever gotten. Songs. There's the disc. I'll show you the artwork, and I'll show you the instruction booklet. This is what it is. And Neil Peart was the drummer, the second drummer after John Rutsey. And rest in peace to Neil Peart as well, who is one of the great drummers of rock and roll. Here's a picture of the band right there. And I have this on CD. I'll show the CD momentarily, because I have a lot more to cover here. Another picture of the band. I'll show you Geddy Lee and Neil Peart. Here's Alex Lifeson with all of his guitars. There's another picture. There's the studio they did for moving pictures, which is on the Rush Chronicles DVD. Here's the songs that are on the albums. It's from their debut album to Moving Pictures. And I have all these on CD except for their debut album and Hemispheres. And I don't have archives yet, or Arcus, or however you say that word. Arcus, which I'm not going to bother getting that because it has their 3 albums, and I'd rather have their albums separate. So that's why. Here's the image of their albums. Archives, there you go. They spelled that word wrong. It's archives. I'm not sure why they did that, but oh well. Here's what the band does in the band. The song list once again for the tour, which not all these songs are on the CD counterpart. There's the credits down there. And here inside is the artwork. And I'll put everything back and we'll show the next DVD. Or the last DVD, I should say. Here is the other DVD I have. That's a Rush related release. This is Neo Pure, a work in progress for the. It has the music from Test for Echo. Over 4 hours of video footage under the Warner Brothers Classics genre. And I did use some of this as a drummer myself. Bonus features are down there. Performance only, featuring all the songs from Test for Echo. I do have the album. I'll show that album soon. Yeah. Here's the disc. And I'll show you these instructions here. I'll show part 1 first, which has these Test for Echo songs. Test for Echo, the soundtrack of the album. The Color of Right, Dog Years, Virtuality, Have the World. This has an introduction about it. The practice key. And here's the drum pattern here, or the drum key on the sheet music. And I'm not really going to show you much of this, although it's fun to look at. I guess I could show all of this if I wanted to. This is just the stick-it pattern. Here are some of the images used for the video. Here's the Color of Right. The first sheet music you saw was from their first song from the album. That'd be a Test for Echo, of course. Here's Dog Years, and it has the Rush Limbo collar. I'm not sure that might be a dog or a person. If anyone knows who this person is on this image of the song and that medal, let me know in the comments below. There's the drum sheet music for Dog Years. The intro is actually in double time. Here's Virtuality. There's the has cowbells with that triangle, and above the E space is his 12-inch tiny piccolo snare drum, which he started using that. Neil started using that on Counterparts, the album before this one, Test for Echo. The kick drum triplet pattern. Have the World, the last song from part 1 of this DVD. Here's some other products here. It's got the Bird for Buddy release. I have homemade DVDs of that, which I'm gonna leave them out since they're not really Rush oriented. Even if Neoput's hosting that, I'm not really gonna show that. And this is 110 minutes here. And it has what the credits, the cover design, the what Neopure uses. Yeah. Now we'll show part 2, which has the songs Driven, Totem, Time and Motion, Resist, Limbo, and Carve Away the Stone. And it's from DCI music video. The logo is shown before the menu is. There's the drum key pattern here. Driven, the first song off this part. There's the drum sheet music. Changing different signatures. There's a 3/4, 5/4, 7/4. This has a bunch of time signature switching. Oops, sorry about that. Totem. The second song from this part. Time and Motion. This one also has some time signature switching, just like Driven does. Resist, one of my favorite songs from this record. My second favorite is Driven. This one doesn't have as many time signature switching as some of the other ones do. Limbo, which is the only instrumental song from this album. And I have played this album on drums before, and I do not need the sheet music. I mastered the songs by memory, and I don't need sheet music for Rush songs. But I have them in here just for fun, just for collection purposes. Here's the rest of the sheet music for the song. And this just has the same thing, so I'm not going to show all this again. So, yeah, I showed you the disc already. Here it is once again. And I'm going to go ahead and put these back in the case. And we will show the Blu-rays from there. So, let me go ahead and get these in real quick. And we'll continue on with the collection. Almost there. There we go. Okay, we finished showing the DVDs, and now I'm going to show you the Blu-rays we have. I only have 2 of them. This is the first Blu-ray here, and this is Rush Beyond the Lighted Stage, which is a documentary. The band you know, the story you don't. And for many years, as you can see by that translation right there, this Blu-ray is actually a Canadian copy, and here's why. I'll show you the side here. You see that? Yep, it's from Alliance Atlantis. The only physical media release I have from Alliance Atlantis. So, that's pretty cool how this is a Canadian copy. And plus, as I said earlier, Rush is a Canadian 3-piece progressive rock band. And it has the description of the video in both English and French. And it has what it features in the documentary. And it has the cast of who's in it. And this has other musicians like Kirk Hammett, Taylor Hawkins, Gene Simmons, to name but a few. Yeah. And this is actually the first ever Rush documentary I've ever seen. Here's the disc, and here's the artwork for the French version. So yeah, pretty cool how it has that. And this last CD, not CD, this last Blu-ray, excuse me, this last Blu-ray I have is the Clockwork Angels tour, which they did in Dallas in 2013. And it has the songs for set 1 and the songs for set 2. And it has a couple of bonuses here. Followed by the Clockwork Angels string ensemble. It's got some bonus features, behind the scenes, some outtakes, a couple of Rush skits. There are the credits to it, and there's the encore. There's where the disc is, and the artwork. And this is the booklet that it comes with. I'll show you around. You saw that on the back of the Blu-ray cover. And here is the tour of where it all starts. You see the band and the Clockwork Angels string ensemble. Here are the credits to the concert. There's Alex Lifeson. And here's what the band uses in their concert. And this is actually I think the fourth tour that Neil Peart used this on. When he did Test Record and Vapor Trails, he didn't have Sabian Paragons. He had Zildjian cymbals before he switched to Sabian Paragons. And I have a pair of Sabian hi-hats, which is a second hi-hat which I use for any kind of song that calls for it. There's Neil Peart. There's Geddy Lee with his bass. And this was, I think, after Rush made got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2013. This tour was after they got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame from Dave Grohl and Taylor Hawkins, who were both from Foo Fighters. Rest in peace, Taylor Hawkins. And I do have Everlong on my music channel if you want to see that. There's the Blu-ray once again. And yeah, that's all the Blu-rays I have, and now we're gonna get into the albums. I got studio albums, and I have a couple of live albums in this stack here, which I'm gonna show you guys right now. So let's get the ball rolling. First I have is Fly By Night from 1975, and I think this album, along with the next one after that, just turned like 50 years old. And yeah, these are under the Rush Remasters selection. Get a better focus. There we go. And here's the back of it. featuring all the songs here. And it was produced by Rush and Terry Brown. And Terry Brown was the producer from, I think, their debut album all the way to Signals. Now, I don't have every single Rush studio album yet, but I plan on getting more than I'll have all the studio albums. There's the CD itself, and there's the picture of the band. This image here is the same for the other Rush Master CDs, so I'm not going to show this again. This is the only time in the video I'm going to show you this. Next, I have Rush Heroes of Steel. This is the third Rush studio album ever made. Song list. The case is not in the best condition, but the CD works, which is good. And the CD, the case is a little bit in half here, but like I said, the CD works, and I'm fine with it. And I'm not going to show the CD booklets for any of these. So, yeah. Next, I have 2112. Here are the songs from the album. And I love the first side of 2112. All 7 parts is just phenomenal. My favorite parts in here are Overture and the Temples of Sirius. Those are my 2 favorites from this side, from that side of the album. And I like the other ones as well. But those are just my top faves. CD is. Case is in half here, but the CD works. All that matters. There it is. Next, I have Rush All Over the Stage. I think this is one of 4 Rush live albums I have here. This is 1 out of 4 of them. There's the song list. I've actually listened to this album in the past, and but I have not listened to this album in a while. I can't remember the last time I listened to this album, but I do like this Rush live album. There's a picture of the band performing. Next is A Farewell to Kids from 1977. And by the way, 2112 and All the Way to Stage are from 1976. Come on. There we go. Make sure my phone focuses. Has the songs here. And there's the disc for it. Here is Permanent Waves. This album turned 45 on January 14th, I think, this year. Here are the songs from the album. I think 2112 was the first Rush album that I learned all the songs on for the drums. 2112, all the way to States and Errors, I learned all the songs on the drum kit. Those are the CD is. Picture of the band. Alright. Next is Moving Pictures from 1981. This is their biggest Rush album, as some of you guys know already. This is Rush's biggest album that they've ever released. It'll be 45 next year. It'll be turning 45 on February 12th, 2026. I don't have Signals yet, or Hemispheres, or their debut album, but like I said earlier, I'll try to get them as soon as I can. Here's another live album, Exit Stage Left. This is the CD counterpart. I showed you the DVD counterpart right at the beginning of the video, and I got like 2 or 3 minutes in, something like that. This is what it is. Not all these songs are on the DVD counterpart. Spirit of Radio, Beneath, Between, and Behind, and yeah, those songs were not on the DVD counterpart, but the rest of these songs are. And YYZ, not all of it's on the DVD counterpart, but the half of the drum solo that Neil does is on the DVD counterpart, and it was produced by Terry Brown. Next, I have Grace Under Pressure. This album is from 1984. And it was produced by Peter Henderson and the band, of course. The band produced all of the albums, and then they had an actual producer for the albums as well. There's the band right there. And in addition to me showing this album, I have the 1984 tour that they made. Yep, it says Grace Under Pressure 1984 tour. And it has all the songs here. I do have a homemade DVD of this one. And there's the CD of it. And I'll show you the artwork for this one since it's different. I'm going to see if the artwork is different from the studio album compared to this one. So hold on a second, guys. Okay. This is different from this artwork, as you can see. I'll give you the comparison here. There it is. Hopefully you can see it okay. So yeah, different artworks on the backgrounds of the discs. Next I have is Hold Your Fire from 1987. Now this album right here was produced by Peter Collins, who also produced Power Windows. Here are the songs here. Yep. And I have Prime Mover and Mission on my music channel for y'all to check out. I'll put my music channel in the description of this video for you to check it out. But there's the CD of it. Next is Presto from 1989. This one, as well as the next album for sure, are produced by Rupert Hine. Here are the songs, and I have the past subloaded as well if you want to see that. There it is. And by the way, if my phone doesn't focus right when I show these, I do apologize for that. Next I have is Roll the Bones from 1991. This is actually the first ever album Neil Peart used his left floor tom on. For Bravado, Roll the Bones, Where's My Thing, and some other songs. Yeah. Next I have Counterparts. This album is from 1993. This one, Peter Collins was back producing. For this album, and for test record, which I will show that one shortly. Here are the songs from this record. Yep, Peter Collins and Rush were the producers for this. And here's the background for it. Yep. Nice. Next, and speaking of Test for Echo, here's the album for Test for Echo. This is actually the first Rush album that I've ever have acquired for the Rush CD collection back in 2017. And this was actually the first Rush album I knew all those songs on for the drums. And there's the CD for it, as well as the artwork, which is the same as the back of the CD booklet. Next is Favorite Trails. This album is from 2002, which was the year Rush went back to touring, because they stopped touring in 97 for reasons, and they went back to 2002 and made this album, and they did the tour for this. This is produced by Rush and Paul Northfield, and it was mixed by David Leonard. And this album actually got remixed in 2013, right after they made Clockwork Angels. There's the background for it. Yep. Here is Russian Rio, filmed in 2002 in Brazil and Rio de Janeiro, and this CD is from 2003. Here are the songs from each disc. And the board bootlegs has 2 bonus songs that were on this Rush tour. Here's Alex Lifeson, Neil Peart, and there is Geddy Lee. And I'm going to go and pause the video, and I'll take out the discs and I'll show you the song booklet. So give me a second to pause. Here's disc 1, 2, and here is the 3rd disc. And now I will show you the instruction booklet. Or not the instruction booklet, the song booklet, I should say. Pause the video if you want to read any of this. There's the image below. There's the encore set. Song selection, which you saw on the back. There's the image again. There's Alex Lifeson with his PRS guitar. Neil Peart on his woolen set. And there's Geddy Lee on his bass guitar and his synths. The crew. And that's it. Let me get everything back the way they were, and I'll show you the last CD. Here's the last CD. And the CD I have is Clockwork Angels, the last Rush studio album. Like I said, the last Rush CD I have. And here are the songs from this record. Produced by Neg Raskolinis. I probably said that wrong in the band. And this is what the disc is. along with the artwork, and there's the band. And I think that'll be it. I'm not gonna show the songbook like I did for Rush and Rio. So yeah. Well, that's it for the Rush media, and now I'm gonna show you the Rush shirts I have. So the first one I'm gonna show, this one is the Fly By Night shirt, which I've had this one since 2018. Which is also the year I got into this album, and when I first heard Fly By Night. So yeah, there's a video with the Fly By Night shirt, which I've had for many, many years. This next shirt I have here is let me turn it around. This is the God Puked shirt, and I actually got this shirt on my birthday this year. I didn't show you on the video, but here's the God Puked t-shirt, and I got this shirt in honor of Neil Peart. So when I record Rush tunes, I'll be sure to wear this and get them on my music channel for the feel of it. So there's the God Puked shirt. And this last shirt I have is the Moving Pictures long sleeve sweatshirt, which I got this shirt for Christmas in 2022. Hold on, I got to get a focus. I think that would do. Yeah, there we go. Here's the shirt once again. And this is actually a Rush sweatshirt I've been wearing for a lot. And here it is. I used to have this as a t-shirt, but I grew a few years after I got the shirt, and that shirt became too small, so I got this one as a backup for it. Now you may think, is that it? Nope, I have one more thing to show, and I will end this video off, so let me pause the video real quick. The last thing I want to show is this Rush poster. I've had this poster for many years, and I never got a chance to put this on the wall until about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, possibly. But I have this Rush poster featuring different pictures of the band. It's kind of a collage here. You've got different pictures of Geddy Lee, Alex Lifeson, and Neil Peart here. You got Geddy Lee using all different bass guitars. There's his Fender jazz bass, the Rickenbacker, and I don't know what this bass is. If anyone knows, please put a comment down below. And you got Alex Lifeson here using his Gibson as just Gibson guitar. And you got Neil Peart on the drums from, I think this one was from the Trees or La Vida Storm Delta music video. And this one was a little later when he had the moving picture set, because in this image here is actually his gone bass from number 2. He had gone drums from, I think, moving pictures all the way to Counterparts. And here's another image of Neil Peart with his glockenspiel, and behind him is the tubular bells, also known as the chimes, right there. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to show for this video here. My entire Rush collection for 2025 in honor of Rush's new drummer, Anika Nilles. And I really look forward to seeing them perform next year, and it's going to be a great time. That's all I want to show for this video, so I'm going to wrap it up here by saying thank you for watching my Rush collection, and I will get this up on YouTube in like maybe an hour or 2 hours after the time I'm filming this. So yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys in my next upload coming soon. This is Elevators with Anthony, signing out until next time. Peace out, everyone, and may God watch over you.